Well, here we are. Avatar 2009. Now, I would have uploaded this last week or a little bit ago, but had more important things to do. So, of course, I had to just wait, and now I have to fast track. So that means I need to watch Avatar 2 tonight, upload it before I go to the movie theater, so I have to upload it Wednesday. And another video that you guys are just gonna have to wait because it's a surprise. This is gonna be a short one because one, I didn't have the necessary notes to actually really fully get in depth with this movie. And two, I need to edit this. So I just need to make it as less strenuous as possible. Avatar 2009. We first start off with Jake Sully on Earth, and his brother died. And he was working on something called the Avatar program. After he died, the government thinks that they share the same genome, literally and figuratively, fill his shoes. And so he's flown out 5 years later to this planet, Pandora, where monsters and all of this fun stuff tries to kill you. Then we meet Grace, played by Sigourney Weaver. I like how she's calls everyone out on their BS. He's paralyzed, so most of the stuff he's doing in this movie is to get his legs back. And so the scene where he finally fills his legs in the Avatar body, he then meets Neytiri, played by Zoe Saldana, which is kind of funny that she's in two of the biggest, highest grossing movies ever. He is thrown into this new world. He is trying to learn their culture while also reporting back to Quartridge. And when things go wrong, and by things go wrong, he starts falling in love with some blue cheeks. He starts to doubt his mission on trying to kick the natives out of their home to get this stone called unobtainium, which very original name because it's unattainable. So unobtainium. I guess adamantium and vibranium was already taken. My main problem with the movie and everybody else's is that the characters are very lackluster. And Sam Worthington, man, my gosh, Sam Worthington. If you were a director from 2007 to 2014, if you needed a hard ass guy who couldn't take crap from anybody and was supposed to be the tough male white lead, Sam Worthington was your one. Clash of the Titans, Terminator Salvation, Avatar, and millions more that I probably forgot. Sam Worthington is a great actor. In the right roles, he can be really great. And this should have been his role. And that was the problem back in the days of the sci-fi movies. They were visually pleasing, but when it came to the characters, it wasn't interesting because they had this straight male white lead that just basically had no character whatsoever and was just the guy to be like, oh, what the hell is that? What's that? Where the hell are we? He should have been the brother from the beginning. Just imagine, he would be a different guy from all of the movies he's been in. Imagine that, putting that into this movie, and then we see through the eyes of him, and that would give him a better way of seeing things. He could have really changed it up for this role, given a new performance, and then that way this makes the character and the story more interesting in the background. This is basically to say that they could have done way more with his character, and they didn't. It kind of makes him really boring. Neytiri. Now, she was the show stealer in this movie and in the second movie. Like, even a CGI character was able to give off so much emotions, and that's also due to James Cameron's technology. For a movie in 2009, this looks pretty good for the most part. But when it comes to the Na'vi, like, they are photorealistic. They are so good looking, and the performances show. If they were in makeup, I think this wouldn't have looked as good if they were in the mocap suits. These suits do a really good job at showing the emotion while also warping the face to make it not really look like the actor, but look like the actor. And Zoe Saldana is a great actress, and she was able to portray her performance onto this CGI character and make a totally different character that we all like. Their relationship seemed a little too sporadic. That Jake was working for the company, which is what they call it.
Working for the company.
She is understandably very upset. And in turn, him working for the company basically gets her father killed. You would think she would hate him for all eternity. But after tackling this creature, she just automatically forgives him. These people were the ones that indirectly destroyed their home. And yet they get off with a pass because he becomes Tuk Makto. Imagine that in the sequel, that's when they get back together, but now they're just kind of friends. You know, build that back up. But no, they just forgive each other and yay, we're going to fight the man. This is the weaker action scenes from James Cameron. It could have been better. And that's not to say that James Cameron can't do action. He can. And it ends with a fight with Quaritch, which, if we talk about the villains, Quaritch, man, he was such a good villain. Now, some of the lines in this movie, pretty funny and pretty stupid.
Thanks. I'm getting all emotional. Might just give you a big wet kiss. You find yourself some local tail, and you just completely forget what team you're playing for?
Shut
your pie hole!
You gonna shoot me?
I can do that.
If there is a hell, you might want to go there for some R&R. Every living thing that crawls, flies, or squats in the mud wants to kill you and eat your eyes for jujubes. It is my job to keep you alive. I will not succeed.
He was fantastic, and his scar on his face looked like the Monster logo. Another problem with this movie is it hits you way too much over the head about human bad, destroying the plants bad. James Cameron is very good at subtlety, but when it comes to this movie, it's heavy-handed. And since I described the CGI, now let's talk about things that didn't really age well. The mech suits. Oh my gosh, the mech suits. And part of it was practical, but it's whenever they're moving around and like they have the human right here, like it's just like it's not cued together, because whenever the mech moves, like it kind of has a second lag before the human moves, and it makes it look weird. It makes it kind of look like a video game, which I know sounds harsh, but it just needed a little bit more time in the cooking pot, which I understand. They're dealing with a lot when it comes to CGI. Most of the shots in this movie are CGI, because whenever you see amazing CGI and you just see that, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. Avatar is such a great visual movie, but when it comes to story and plot, could use a lot of work. And I'm hoping with this new movie, like the second one, they improve on the characters, make us really care about the characters, make us fall in love with them. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Is it a perfect movie? No. Is it a good movie? Kind of. Is it a visual masterpiece? Hell yes. Another thing that I found funny is that the TV spots for kids' TV, they made it look and sound like a Disney movie.
You have a strong heart. No fear.
To enter the world.
Outstanding.
And experience the wonder.
Theory calls me scoundrel, who means moron.
Of the greatest adventure of all time.
Let's dance.
Which I found very funny, since now it's kind of owned by Disney. And the fact that people kept comparing this to another Disney movie, Pocahontas. I know people are tired of that comparison, but it kind of is. Next time, I will be reviewing Avatar: The Way of Water. Man, I have a lot more to say about that. But until then, drink your water, be safe in these horrible times. Whipping the hat.